What's happening, everyone? This is Greg with Girder Music, and this is Daily G, episode number 8. Number 8. I was just listening to this guy just a minute ago. Saint Times In. We're going to talk everything Ken Tamplin Shout today. All right, but I was just jamming to these. I've been in the office here, and I mean, what a great album. I mean, side 2, those last 3 songs on side 2, Destroyers of the World, Phantom of the Galaxy, and Steel Killer, those got to be the 3 greatest runs of 3 songs together that I've just ever heard. It's just, man, if you guys don't have this, we got a couple copies on our site. This is one of them. I was jamming to it, cleaning it, making sure it was good. There's a couple of them on the site, so go take advantage of that. Also, I was jamming on the AC/DC Jailbreak. Anyway, okay. Now that that's over with, let's talk Shout. But before we get started, I want you to watch the whole thing, because at the end, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to announce something. But don't scroll to the end of the video, because it won't make any sense. You'll have no context as to what that's about without hearing everything else first. So just hang tight, hang with me, and we're going to have a conversation. First, I'm going to turn this guy a little bit so it doesn't... There we go. So I want to talk with you guys about Shout. So Shout was Ken Tamplin, Chuck King. Chuck King played an Idol Cure, was the guitarist for Idol Cure on their first album, did the breakaway thing with Idol Cure, left, and started with Ken Tamplin, who had been in the band Joshua as kind of a backup role, maybe lead guitarist, but Joshua was doing all the singing, and Ken was looking to do something out on his own, and I had lots of conversations. We put this thing out on CD, which is right here. We put this thing out on CD last year. I'll just show it to you here real quick. That's the inside, so you can see the inside. We also have kind of like in a whole story, which is kind of what I'm talking about, is this entire story. Lyrics, some cool photos. But anyway, the story of Shout and Ken Tamplin, it's pretty fascinating. When we had licensed to put this thing out and release this last year, we had lots of conversations with Ken and with Chuck, and they were just absolutely amazing to work with. They were just absolutely awesome to... they were just fun. I mean, they're a bunch of fun dudes. So many of the bands that we deal with and we talk with, it's just so much like band history and band drama. But anyway, so I want to tell you a little bit about that. I want to show you some of the product that we did. But can I do this first? All right, first of all, before I light up my cigar, Cracker Barrel sweet tea. Cracker Barrel. They have some great sweet tea. But let me tell you, I'm sitting here waiting for this thing, to thaw. See that huge chunk of ice on the top? So I came in the office this morning, grabbed some breakfast at Cracker Barrel, the curbside, because of all the COVID stuff that's going on, and we sat there, got a sweet tea with it, because I'm like, I'll drink sweet tea in the afternoon, because I love to smoke these guys, and I love to drink sweet tea when I'm smoking my cigars. Just my thing. So I came, put it in the fridge, we got busy working for a few hours, and I went to get it out of the fridge, and it wasn't in the fridge. So I looked everywhere for it. It was in the freezer. So I have zero explanation. Like, I don't think anybody took it out of the fridge, put it in the freezer. I think I was just so busy this morning that I'm like, sweet tea, get it cold fast, put it in the freezer. So I got this big chunk of ice. So, but let's talk shout. Let's smoke a cigar and talk shout. Smoking metal. All right, enough pandering for the camera. Let's just, like, talk. So, we put out Shout It Won't Be Long. Turned out great. We found the bonus tracks. The 4-song demo. And that we knew existed, but we didn't know a lot about it. But Chuck found the reels. He had the original reels in a trunk. Like the original 1/4 inch, not even 2-inch, the original 1/4 inch that they used in the early 80s, and had the original demo that they had presented to Frontline and Intense. And they submitted stuff to both Frontline and Intense, which were two different companies at the time. Caesar Kalinowski actually owned Intense Records, who would now start Wonderland Records. So you have some background history there. Sold it. And anyway, they had submitted it to both. They had the reels, though. So Chuck sent me the reel. And we sent it out to Hollywood, California, and had them bake the reel. So a little understanding about what that is and why you need to do that, and how baking a reel in an oven to be able to pull the data off the reel to be able to put it onto CD is important. Those reels are so old, those original reels. I have, let's see, I have one here somewhere. An original reel. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, right here on top. So, original reels. I'm not going to touch it, but they look like this. Okay? This happens to be... I didn't even know it. I thought it was Fighter. This is the original 4-song... Oh, yeah. Here's the Fighter ones. This is the original 4-song Shout demo right here, so you can see it. Okay, so you can tell these things are super thin, 1/4 inch thin, and anyway, I am not going to touch it. So you have to bake these things, right? You have to put them in the oven, and you have to bake them. But a company needs to do that knows what they're doing. Let me put these in my safe here real quick. These are not supposed to be out, so 30 seconds here. Ugh, I just made a mess. So anyway, but they bake the reels, and when they bake the reels, the metallic particles stick, and then when you run it through the machine, they will sorry about that. I just had to sneeze. They won't flake. Otherwise, the reels are so old that when you put them on the reels to get a pass, they'll kind of flake off. But hey, my cigar, the door's right there, and it's open outside, so it's going outside. So anybody that's like worried about you're smoking with your vinyl records, how dare you? No wonder, like, some cornball earlier made a comment at my YouTube video, last one we did, that no wonder my CDs smell like smoke. It's like, really, dude? Like, I smoke in here like 3 times a year, maybe. And, okay, maybe more than that. I don't know. Anyway, can we get back to Shout? Let's talk Shout. So, the 1/4-inch reel, we got the original Shout demos. Okay? We put them on the CD. Great. Moving forward, we got the CDs delivered to us, and they looked like this. Still shrink wrapped. They stapled the booklets backwards. So we had to send them back. What they did, they put this piece as the cover. I mean, it kind of looks like a cover, but anyway, not the cover. So we had to send them all back. They had to redo all the booklets, make brand new booklets, open up all the product. So if you have one of these, you got the right cover. If you have one of these, which you don't, because I'm the only one that has one copy. Memento. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what that is. And we also put out Shout In Your Face. Now, the original vinyl looks like this. It won't be long. The, just so you know what I'm referring to, let's take it out. It's an original Frontline Records Shout vinyl. We put out In Your Face on vinyl. So this is the original one. This is the reissue. There's the front. There's the back. This one came out in 89, I believe. It's 89. Wasn't it 89? Do I have that right? 89. Broken Songs, 89. So this came out on Music to the Nations, right? The original pressing of Shout in 1989. The first one came out in, this was 1987. I'm all of a sudden second guessing myself. 88. First one was 88. Second one was 89. Okay? So, here's the original. Once again, this is the reissue. Oh, and by the way, I have 2 copies of the original It Won't Be Long. And, so that you can see. 2 copies of It Won't Be Long, and they come with the original lyric insert sheet of these original ones. So I'm going to put them up on the site, so if you guys want one, you can go grab it on the website. There's the other sheet. So let me set these down here nice. These things are pristine condition. I mean, the vinyl definitely are. The jackets, you know, there's a few little bends, but I mean, they're, for all intents and purposes, they're new, which is amazing. Here was the Music for the Nations that was part of this one. So we reissued this guy, and check this out. So this dude came out beautiful. Look at that. So there's the reissue. It's gorgeous. It sounds amazing. It also came with a really, really cool insert. I think I showed this in my last video, but I wanted to kind of have just a kind of a deeper discussion about it. and kind of let you guys know. Oh, it also comes in a black poly sleeve, right? And once again, these poly sleeves, they have these plastic on the front so the dust doesn't get in there on the vinyl. All right. So anyway, I actually have a 3mm poly sleeve I put over the top of the whole thing, so I'm just going to lay it like this, set it down, and this is the original. So then we also did Shout's third album on CD. There's the original. There's the reissue. Here's the backs of original and the reissue. So on the inside, so that you can see what those look like. Let me face the CDs correct so you can see these. So this is the original. This is the reissue. And the reissue has a really, really awesome booklet full of information. That's some Shout history. So this was basically Shout 3. This is really cool. This is a discography of everything Ken Tamplin and everything Shout. Starting with Joshua, The Hand is Quicker Than the Eye, Joshua Surrender, Joshua Intense Defense. Those were 82, 85, 87. And then came the Shout It Won't Be Long on Frontline. Then he did a song on Angelica. Ken Tamplin did the last song on Angelica's self-titled album, which is, I forget the name of it. Hold on. It's right here. Oh, yeah, here we go. So the last song, called Face to Face. So Ken Tamplin did Face to Face, the last song on Angelica, so even that one's on here. And then he did something with the Power Team called Take 'Em Back in 1989. And then he did Shout In Your Face. And then he did Tamplin Axe to Grind, which is just loaded. But anyway, let me get back to this real quick, and we'll move forward, and we'll talk about some of the other Tamplin products. So anyway, so we put this thing out. Here's the other ones out there. And I know some of you have been wondering about when In the Witness box is coming out. We're working on it. That's this guy, in this with my cracked jewel case. It's an original copy right there of with the cracked jewel case. But we're working on it. We were going to do it last year. We're going to do it this year. We just had some contractual things, which I can't even discuss. I don't want to. It's boring. It's just contractual stuff that we had to take care of. So this was the third Shout album called Shout Shout Back, but it didn't get a lot of attention. It was really kind of like a behind-the-scenes afterthought, and this came out in like 1999. So this came out like 10 years after the last Shout album. So no wonder a lot of people didn't pay attention. But it's just as good. And if you don't have it, you need to go pick it up. It also has 3 bonus songs: Man Without Tears, Meet Me in the Middle, and Love for You Forever. Here's what the back of the tray says. Shout broke down many walls. When many Christian rock bands were good but not exactly great, Shout was the exception. Shout was excellent at their craft and riled many mainstream acts of the day. No wonder Tamplin has been invited to sing with some of the biggest bands in the world. Maybe it's Ken's 4-octave range and his rich vocal tones. Maybe it's Ken's ability to play almost any instrument within reach. Maybe it's Ken and Chuck's unforgettable guitar hooks. Whatever the reason, this Shout reunion album, Shout Back, was well worth the wait and exactly what Shout fans were hoping for back in 1999, 10 years after Shout's award-winning sophomore album, In Your Face, was released. Fast forward 20 years later, 2019 marked the 20th anniversary of Shout's reunion album, Shout Back. This special 20th anniversary edition has been released and reworked with enhanced artwork and bonus material from the rockers like No Way, No How, and ADBC to the high-energy rendition of Rare Earth's 1970s I just want to celebrate another day of living. Shout delivers 15 songs of music excellence plus 3 bonus tracks originally released on Ken's 1998 European-only release of Where Love Is. So those 3 bonus tracks came from that album, Where Love Is. So, there's that. Original, reissue. These are the 2 we put out. And then this guy. So this was the original. And then we put out a reissue of that. Cleaned up the cover a little bit, as you can see. Brighter yellows, deeper greens, more definition in his face. We used the same photo on the back, but we put a whole write-up on it. And it's amazing. So this came out the exact same time as Shoutback did. So we released both of these last year. So actually all 4 of these, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this were all released last year. And then this year, we put out the In Your Face on vinyl. Oh, this is the other one I was listening to. What a great album. Get these out of the way. So, moving forward, Ken Tamplin Axe to Grind. What an album. Like, I don't know why the disc face is purple. It shows up blue. Trust me, it's purple. But, anyway. But this album, let me just tell you guys something. This Ken Tamplin album says Ken Tamplin and Friends because he has so many guitar friends that plays on this album. I mean, it is just like unbelievable. That song, Living for My Lord, has Ken Tamplin. Lanny Cordola does a ton of work on here. Scott Van Zen does like guitar instrumental stuff. And then there's, I'm trying to read, man, this print. Remember these? When the print was so small that you can't read it? I know, I'm going blind. I'm getting old. Whatever. Lanny Cordola, J.S. Bach, Scott Van Zen, so many other guitarists, special dudes on this thing. So many. That we just had to put it out on CD and vinyl. It's coming. But that's not all. Remember how I told you there was going to be some news at the end? Ken Tamplin Axe to Grind is coming on CD and splatter vinyl. So is this guy. It won't be long. It's coming on vinyl. So, now you know. That announcement's coming soon. You're going to hear about it soon. But you hear it here first. Those are both going to be limited run vinyl. Okay? And Ken Tamplin Axe to Grind is going to be a gold disc with a 12-page booklet inside, remastered. Here's our only challenge with the vinyl. The European edition of the vinyl, every song fit on it, right? There was a European vinyl, every song. But in America, when they press vinyl, they won't put that much music on vinyl because needles have a tendency of skipping. So we have to get test pressings, and we have to test it all out first. So it's going to take a little bit longer. Pre-orders are going to be up, but it's going to take longer to get, but it needs to be done right. So the gold disc be available, be in order the gold disc of that. Shout CD, they're already available. They're on our website. You can grab those. But the vinyl of It Won't Be Long is coming. And the really cool thing about the length is there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs from the original album. 5 songs will fit on the first side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 songs. So Never Stop, Winners or Losers, It Won't Be Long, Find a Way, Dancing Around the World, Shout will all be on the first side. Then the second side is going to start with Showdown, then Timeless Love, then Without You, and we're also putting 3 of the 4 bonus tracks will fit on side 2. So you'll get 3 of the 4 bonus tracks that have never been heard on vinyl before. And the last is the best. I'm telling you. I'm glad you waited to the end of the video to watch it. But the last song, Without You, it's better than the original version of Without You. It's the demo. And again, we took this off of the original reels. It's top notch. Wasn't taken off of a cassette or a CD. Let me tell you, there's urgency in Without You, and it says in the song, just so you know, it says Without Your Love. That is the song Without You. That wasn't called Without Your Love. At one point it was called Without Your Love, then they changed it to Without You. We thought about calling the demo Without Your Love because Ken told me, or was it Chuck, told me that it was supposed to be Without Your Love, but it's just called Without You. But there is urgency in that song. It's unbelievable. So, both of these are coming to vinyl. Okay? Isn't that exciting? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you made it to the end, you now know. So you can go tell everybody. By the time you see this video, pre-orders will be up. And you'll be able to order. So we'll put the pre-order links to everything down below, as well as the links to all the other Shout videos. So if you could do me a favor and subscribe to my channel, click the bell. You'll be notified when we put new videos up. So again, this is Greg with Girder Music, signing off. I'll see you guys in the next episode.